Does the post-workout anabolic window exist?
In the one percenters, right? So again, if you're Phil Heath, sure, like your meal timing matters. But for most people, again, like it's the weeds, right? It's the details. Eat your food. Whenever you eat your food, eat your food.
Does the post-workout anabolic window exist?
To me, I don't think so, but it helps to remind you take your food in as soon as possible, just before you go on your day and you forget to take in your food.
Excellent, excellent.
No, I don't think so. I think your body has a clock on when it needs to eat. I think it definitely will help, like the overall recovery, like eating right after your workout, but I don't think anabolic window is really necessary.
Okay.
I believe it that it does. Again, I don't know much about it, but I know after a certain amount of time after I work out, I feel like a crash, so I feel like it's important to eat a good hour and a half after you work out.
Awesome.
No,
Why not?
that's what I've been told.
You've been told. Okay.
Not really. I mean, as long as you're eating like throughout the day, it's not like that magic 30-minute window really matters.
I'd like to hope so.
Yes.
I'd like to hope so just because, like, I'm like, oh, if I get a meal in, hopefully it goes to the games.
Yeah. All right. Does the post-workout anabolic window exist? This is one of my favorite topics to discuss, as this has been a very popular question for the past several years. So let's first discuss where this question came about and why people think that there is such thing as a post-workout anabolic window. Well, if you go back to the literature back in the 90s and the early 2000s, there's been plenty of data to support that if you have a meal containing proteins, amino acids, and carbohydrates, that it stimulates muscle protein synthesis to a large degree immediately upon training. Therefore, people utilize those studies and would legit scarf down protein shakes alongside with sugar and carbohydrates in the form of dextrose after their very last set. I mean, I seen guys, and myself including, after the last rep, last set, the entire movement and the entire training session, scarf down the shake just because we didn't want to miss the most anabolic time within 30 to 60 minutes following a training session, because if we didn't have that nutrition immediately upon that last rep, then all gains would be thrown out the window. And listening back onto that, it sounds pretty damn crazy. And luckily now, with more research since then, we now know that the window of anabolism following a training session is a lot larger than a window, but can rather be described as a anabolic barn door, which a barn door is obviously a little bit more wider than your typical window in a house. And we actually know with new data that the most important thing aside from post-workout nutrition is rather the pre-workout nutrition, because we understand that within a meal, there's an anabolic effect following that meal about 6 hours after that meal. So if we have a pre-workout meal, which most of you, I'm assuming, are having some form of pre-workout nutrition containing some protein, we can do, say if we have a pre-workout meal 2 hours before a training session, we train for an hour, that means we can then optimize and capitalize on those post-workout gains via a meal or shake or whatever it may be within 3 hours, for a total of 6 hours from your pre-workout meal to your post-workout meal. So again, pre-workout nutrition is a little bit more of importance than post-workout nutrition, and I want you guys to understand that. And what's even more of importance, aside from peri-workout nutrition, where your pre-workout, intra-workout, and post-workout nutrition, is the total nutrition, caloric, and macronutrient breakdown for the entire day. And so long as calories and macros and total protein are matched, then the peri-workout and the post-workout nutrition is not necessarily as important as what we once thought. So yes, there is a post-workout anabolic window, but we just know that with new data, that post-workout anabolic window is a lot larger, and the timing isn't that much of importance as what we once thought. So again, make your total daily protein, daily total calories and macros a priority, and it's going to minimize the importance of that post-workout anabolic window.